story grub, it's story grub. It's the last thing you wanna do, believe me. Making art at the art club with story grub. Drawing all things, making me feel great. Looking at the world like I'm one big mistake. It's the art club with story grub. It's the art club with story grub. I learned that when I was 17 years old, when I lived in Appalachia for about 13 years. 13 years straight. And a little bit. I wouldn't say straight 100% of the time. Anywho, I just thought that I might draw a little bit. Earlier, I was making a comic book, and I put that together live. It's like watching grass grow. And now you can see how more grass grows. Because this is the beginning of the end, my friends. This is the beginning of the end. Why? Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, why can't I do it? My channel. Where is it? What the devil? Oh, there it is. Hello. Oh. Yay! I learned how to write today. I think that was a head start right there. That was a free one. The next one's going to cost you, well, about 25 cents. Okay. Hope everybody's day is going really, really splendid. Mine? Well, let's just say that imagination is flowing. Feeling risky. That's the best time to make art, baby. Best time to make art. Still don't know why I laugh like that. It's all coming together right now on YouTube. I think I just made my cat poop. And somebody in Nebraska just started lactating because of this baby cry that I did. Sounds just like a baby, and this lady started yelling at me because she wasn't wearing a bra, and it wasn't my fault. It was the baby. It was the voice inside my throat was making the noise, not me. So nobody understands. It's not me. It's them. It's it. Oh god. Seriously, like really, I'm serious. People just don't know when to stop or don't know when to start. I can't make them all do stuff all the time, but I can try. All right, here we go. Back into the drawing, my friends. You just gotta take a chance and mess it up as best you can. Leave out key words in a sentence. Make you sound smarter. Sometimes. Then you find your own devilish laugh, and then you add it to the end of every sentence. Holy golly gosh darn day. That's when things get interesting and people start showing you their true colors. You know what my true colors are? Patriot, red, white, and blue. ABC 1, 2, 3, baby. But this weird thing started happening last year when I started doing this thing. I can't really explain it, put it into words. I can't really articulate it. But I started thinking for myself, and it was just the darndest thing. I made thoughts and I made choices based on what I was feeling and witnessing at the time. And holy moly, golly gosh darn dang. If I didn't start feeling a little bit different about the world. And then I just started drawing. I just felt like drawing every single day of my countrified life. And I'm not going to give it up for nobody. And that's a darn sure. If anything, I wouldn't even give it up for God. Because God weren't the one that put the pen in my hand. That's for darn sure the devil. You know that, right? Whispering in my ear and stuff. Plugging my jelly holes up with whispers and angel hair pastas. I'm not falling for that one again, friends. I'm just going to draw my little heart out. And I ain't going to look both ways before I cross the street, before I cross the heavenly little street before me. I'm just going to go for it. I might run. I might skip across. I ain't dumb. But you know what I'm saying. It's just, golly gosh darn die. Y'all are my friends now. I don't need no God telling me what to do. Unless they're offering me some money or something like that. Fountain of youth. What? Tara's giving me the throat thing where he's like, I think it's the stop talking sign. Terry, you're just gonna have to speak up, mate. I mean, you're behind that glass. It's 6 foot thick, but still, you're gonna have to yell harder than that, buddy. When I'm looking down, concentrating on I'm not looking up at you, buddy. You're the producer. You know, you're supposed to pay for the speakers in this room that just conveniently go out every time you want to say something important. Honky dong dang. It's not how we play it here. I don't care if it's Moonbase 14. It's countrified up here. All right. He's getting some kind of... Nope, yep, he's got a baseball bat or something. Terry, put the baseball bat down. Golly gosh, can't even hear you anyways. He's over there screaming his head off. Can't hear you anyways, man. It's soundproof. Sorry, everybody. Got a little bit distracted there just for a minute. Just goes to show, no matter where you are, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what, celestial body that you're orbiting to Earth upon, always gonna be dealing with some kind of asshole. I didn't mean that, Terry. Now he's giving me the hug signal. Is that a hug? Are you trying to trick me? You're trying to trick me. Let's not talk about that anymore, friends. But we can talk about how things just started getting a little bit easier once I started realizing that it wasn't as cheesy as I thought it was. You just checked on my channel. Or did you misspell Chanel? Because I did do one batch of Chanel 1.1 perfume and masculine peppermint scented deodorant for men and women. Can't tell the difference really. Back in '87, and there's probably about 100 of those suckers still out there just floating around. So I mean, I can't tell if you're talking about the Chanel, the batch that I did, the lot. If there's a lot number on the, if you're talking about the perfume, you go in there and you look. Hey cat, can you stop doing that? Hold him on. You look at the lot number. You give me that lot number, and I can tell you right away whether. Now, if you're talking about my channel, that's a whole different story. That's a saga. That is a saga unto its own. Well, perhaps unto its own demise, my friend, but still, no big whoop. We're all in it together. And I think that's what my channel pervades more than anything. Previews, whatever. Pay-per-views, who cares, right? At the end of the day, we're just here to make art. We're here to make some friends, make some art, and take some names, and all that stuff, all that hardcore macho country stuff. God bless this mess. All right, amen. I ain't telling you go sideways. I ain't telling you to go north or south. I ain't even telling you what kind of gods to believe in no more. Not ever since I started seeing those suckers coming out of light switches and shit like that. Holy cow. Who am I to say anything from now on? You see, folks, I had an epiphany. That epiphany, well, it sucked me right out of the country and into the cockpit of the cosmic order that we find hidden in different dimensions, slipping and sliding between our feet without us even knowing it at all times. I can't tell you enough how important it is to be yourself and find your own way, carve your own path, make your own name. That's right, you take that name back, give it back, see if you can get a refund. And names are kind of expensive. But seriously, I mean, if you want to give it back, why not? Give it on back. And then you make your own name. You make up your own rules. Then you watch as all those people who said you couldn't do it are actually right, because you can't can't do it. But well, they get old and ugly, and so do you. But at least they do too. I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore, friends. That's not what it's about. It's about the love, the light, and the forever chaos, cosmic order that we find ourselves thus far right now. All right, amen. So this is basically how I started. How I started drawing, and I would take samples of this and I would implement it into a string theory, literally strings. And see what I can do from there, but and try to mix it up in there just a little bit like that, because songs are also the same. They're written the same. They're drawn the same. Comes almost from the same cosmic kitty crap that comes out of nowhere, you know. But at the same time, it's as fast as it comes, the quicker it lays. Like a twig on the shoulders of a mighty stream. Alright. A better man than me once said, "Son, put the pick down and pick up the pen." And then a smarter man than him said, "Son, don't quit your day job." And I like to think that I lived to prove both of them right. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Yeah. I used to live in a tectonic temple of felines. There was a feline order that lived there. There was a temple, kind of like in the structure of their government was totem. It was very totem-like. They would sit on each other's shoulders, and that was when back in the '60s when things were kind of wild, and animal rights were still being, well, were pretty loose. Let's just say that. But the animals put it upon themselves. I mean, it was obvious after that how we could tell that how they controlled Egypt, you know, control the alien, all that stuff. I mean, it's obvious once you deal with cats for more than 3 minutes, you're you're gonna know. So, anyways, the totem, they just sit there on each other's shoulders and think about stuff, and that goes up to the hive, the very top. The hive mind goes all the way to the top, from the bottom to the top. And the top one opens its eyes, and light beams come out of it, and laser bolts come out of it, and they reach up into the heavens, and they pull down the nearest archangel they can find, bring him down from heaven, throw it into hell, and that's that. I mean, that's just how they do it. These cats don't mess around, and I don't want to be there if they ever do. If they ever choose just to slip, I don't want to be in the vicinity. I do not want to be in that vicinity. I mean, I think my accent has been changing about 17 times. It goes from like Georgia to fucking Alabama to Tennessee to just to Britain. It's like everything except for where I'm from. And even from where I'm from, I don't even talk like I'm from there. I talk like I'm from Southern California. California. I can't pronounce F's. I don't see F's, bro. California. I Reagan love it. Unfortunately, I lost the ability to pronounce and see and type and write F's. I'm sorry, Rank. I am very sorry, Rank. He's my brother and I can't even say his name right. Oh, Rank. Who is this? Your brother? Yeah, it's my brother, Rank. Oh, my name's Frank. I can't pronounce F's. Oh, hey Frank, how you doing? Yeah, hey Rank, this is hey Rank, this is fucking what's another F name? Frida? Frito. This is Frito. Oh wait, I can't say F's. This is Rito. Oh, hey, what is it? Is it Frito? And the guy's like, no, it's just Rito, actually. It's worth mentioning that that is a possibility and that, stranger things have happened. But it's also important to be true to yourselves and stick up for the little guy and punch up. Never kick someone while they're down, unless they're like way down. They deserve it. Um, and then just be careful about where you walk because there's like kittens literally everywhere and baby turtles all the time everywhere. It's not worth mentioning. Hardly an afterthought. You just seriously do it's gross if you squish them. So. Plus, you have to pay a fine. I don't know why they call them fines. There's nothing fine about them. There we go. Now I've got just a little bit of this right there, right? Now I can let that just sit there and stew just for a little bit. We can just sit there and let it boil, come to a boil, and then simmer, right? Until it turns all gooey. We're gonna reduce it just a little bit. But I'm not gonna look at it. I'm just gonna look over here and work on this. Right? Maybe just add like this right there, perhaps. In the corner of my eye, I'm looking over here, right? Trying to figure out what I'm looking at from my peripheral vision. And then it dawns on me, dawns on me, dawns on me that I've been talking like this for over 30 years and I don't even know where the hell I'm from. And that's the long and skinny of it. Really. I have no home. I have no place in history. I lost my toilet paper roll, the only toilet paper roll I had left at all. I lost it down a pit of despair, folks. And now I'm turning into an old hillbilly. And that's how the West was won. Not with a wimp, but with a banger. And then this is going to be some kind of eye, so I'm going to add like some kind of iris looking thing right there. Maybe a little black right there. Because that's what I'm looking at. Now I'll draw it upside down for a while. Just so you can tell that I'm not just like lying. This isn't some kind of magic trick. This is actually happening. Right before your very eye. The eye. My little friend. I never thought that I would be able to see my little friendly eyeball again. And then someone reminded me that mirrors are a thing, and oh my gosh, I have two. I have two eyes. I looked at my eyes for about 3 hours the other night, and I discovered the meaning of it all, friends. The meaning of it all. And then I forgot it all by morning. So it is kind of funny how that is sometimes. Kind of like those elusive dreams that disappear like vapor the second you wake up, sucked out the window. When I was a kid, I used to have these huge. When I was like 12, I guess maybe puberty played a part in it all. Because that was when I was like, it wasn't just my body. And I guess my mind is a part of my body, but sort of, but in a way, um, technically. But holy cow, man, my brain at 12 was just. It's strange thinking about the things I used to sort of think about back then, because my imagination was everything. Such as I mean, I guess yeah. Obviously, we all have our own. We're all like little geniuses and stuff. You see kids nowadays with technology, and it's just second nature. Whereas for people like me, it's still kind of. Even though there's people adapt pretty darn well. I think I'm reluctant, so that's why I kind of fumble around and maybe people. But then I see people come into the store and they're in their 80s and they're they're using phones better than I can and stuff, and doing the phone tap thing, to pay and whatnot. And I don't even do that. I roll my R's a lot. My R's quite often do I roll my R's my R's. But yeah, I set that up in Portland, and then I tried to use it on the bus a few times, and they just took pity on me and just let me on because I couldn't figure out how to use it. It was the weirdest thing. Not really weird. But then I gave up, and then but it is funny because that's why everybody thinks that people in groups are all the same. People really think that that is a thing where you can just really group a bunch of people together on basic things. You can, like maybe age and stuff, but not definitely not personality or brain capacity or whatever the hell, or personality, I guess, because an 80-year-old guy will come in and complain about, oh, it doesn't have a chip. I don't even know how that works. I'm too old to think about that. I'm too old. I don't care. Ah. Ah. And then he's like barfing and puking all over the place. And then like 2 seconds later, there's an 80-year-old, did I say lady or dude? Whatever. Another 80-year-old comes up to the counter and they're like, do you mind if I use my the chip that's implanted in my brain that goes to the neural membrane transplant that I had in a fingernail removal system that operates out of my watch? And I'm like, huh? You just what? They're like, do you mind if I pay with me watch? And I'm like, oh, please do. And then we have a funny old time just talking about stuff. Cause I'm 45, and sometimes these older folks like blow me away. So, but the young folks do too. Cause sometimes all these people come in, they're like, you have such good customer service skills. All the young people these days just don't understand customer service and stuff. And I'm like, that's just not true. It just depends on where you work and the kind of person you're working with. Like, there's older people that don't care about how they work customer service. There's not so old and young people that blah blah blah, and there's young people that work their freaking asses off, and are very very good with customers and very professional. And I've worked with many. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Just to talk about something, I guess. Putting all the moving pieces together and just babbling. Customer service. Such an interesting, such an interesting world. You really get to know who you are underneath it all by working that kind of job. And lately, I've been talking about it a lot, but I've been taking chances at work and just telling jokes and trying to make people laugh and kind of jumping into like characters and stuff for like sometimes doing little accents. Or this one day about a month ago now, this I don't know, I think I brought it up, but I brought up juggling because I said, do you want a bag? And she had like 6 cans or 7 cans of cat food, and she's like, probably. And I said, unless you want to juggle them out. And she's like, do you know how to juggle? And I was like, yeah. And she said, show me. So I grabbed three of her cans and I just started juggling with them, and I juggled because I can juggle. I'm not a genius at it or gifted at it, but I can hold my own. If I was in a dark alley and a bunch of blokes came out and they said, you better bloody juggle right now, we're gonna juggle your head off your shoulders, I I I know I would know how to juggle. Even if they threw rats at me, I would juggle those goddamn rats. I'm not even joking. I'm juggling. Let's talk more drawing. Yeah, that's part of the. This is part of it, though. I can't just start. I just can't. I guess I can. But yeah, no. My point is that people are people are people are people, and you're one of them, and I'm one of them. We all bounce off each other all the time, like little satellites blasting off of each other in outer space, which we are. Just out here in the middle of outer space on a freaking rock, throwing rocks at each other in the form of love. and sometimes rocks, like actual stone like rocks. I'll knock your rock off. Yeah, well, I'll knock your block of rocks off. I'm just gonna shorten that down a bit and say I'm just gonna knock your block off. Hey, I like that. We should go out for beer sometime. And that's how art can change the world, friends. All it takes is just a couple rocks and blocks. And a couple blocks later, just hammered at the bar, just hanging out, not even thinking about war anymore. I mean, come on. Can't we all just get along? No? Okay. Oh shit, wait, what? There's money in it? Okay, no. Screw that, let's just do war. As long as I can get in on that cold hard cash. I am hungry for some war. Ooh, bring it on. My bank account is in the description. hmm. We're all gonna die. Die with needles and rhyme. There was a song I wrote about that, I think. It went a little bit something like this. Hello, Savage. You ordered some cheese? Are you are you making fun of me? You, are you saying that I'm cheesy? I mean, it's alright if you. I mean, I'm okay with it because I am pretty cheesy, and cheesy is easy when you're cheesy like me. Cheesy like me. I'm sorry, Savage. I'm lactose intolerant, which means that I'm very, very much tolerant of all sorts of other things, maybe even the crust, but not the cheese. And that's because cheese makes me ill, okay? Cheese. I'm so bloody cheesy. A bloody cheese on my chin. I slept last night in a rubbish bin. Cheesy thing. I don't know what to say. This bloody accent is going away. Cheese on me. Cheesy chinny boy like me. Thank you for tuning in, folks. This is Art Club with Story Grub, the last seventh and ancient wonder of the world, tapping into that zone that we all like to call home on channel 89.93.3 BBC, Minnesota, California, and Portugal. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. Jesus. When I was a kid, I used to. My brother and I just told the story recently about sort of. But we used to write rap songs and stuff, like really graphic rap songs, because we listened to like super graphic, get like gangster rap when we were growing up. So in like sixth and seventh grade, we're singing these, writing all these crazy ass songs. But what was I gonna say? Fucking well, I was gonna talk about how my dad found them and whatnot, the lyrics. My dad was a cop, and so he, oh my god, I just it. I mean, if ever there, that's a movie that I don't think has ever been uh, told, or that's a tale that I've never seen in a movie. Is like being the son of a cop, and like what we did, like to hide our, you know, our our crimes, our crimes. Because we were seriously fucking raised like little perpetrators, little perps, and especially my stepbrother. Like there's a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's called, oh God, what is it called? This Boy's Life or something? I think it is called This Boy's Life. It's with him and Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro is like his stepdad, and and he's just a bastard. You know, he's a horrible. He's horrible to that kid. You know, in the movie, and Leonardo is his son, and it's really hard to watch that. Um, because that's how my dad treated my stepbrother, like Jared. He was about a year younger than me, and there were several times. My dad's a cop too, you know, and like there were several times when I had to get in between him and Jared, from my dad like beating his ass, and that was when Jared was only like 14 or something like that, when they would just brawl, and I'd have to get in there and like fucking break it up. My dad was pretty awful, and back, you know, I don't know if he's ever. He certainly never paid for those crimes because those were crimes. He would know because he was a cop. But yeah, I like to think that he thinks about that kind of stuff, and he's like, cause he's a born again now, and I like to think that he's like repentant about that stuff if he, because I sure would be. Jared and I got into it a few times, and I still feel guilty for the things that I did to him, but we were at least like the same age, and he 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 did plenty to kind of like kick my ass too. He got me a few times. So it was more like even, you know, when we were just like brothers. That's like normal, but not for an adult to like beat up a kid. And now Jared is just this gentle giant, and he wouldn't like harm anybody. And he's a beautiful, wonderful dude. Big ass fucking weird dude. If you want to see what he looks like, you should Google the movie The Last Blockbuster. He's like the dude in it. He's like the big bearded guy who like wrote for the paper or shop there or something like that in the documentary. But he writes for the Bend. It's in Bend, Oregon, and he writes for the local paper there, and he gets to interview like all the coming musicians, people that are coming and going and stuff, for their inner arts and entertainment section. He's been doing it for years, but he moved there shortly after our parents divorced in like 1999, I think, or something. It's crazy. He's been there forever. But he's funny in that movie. He got to meet Kevin Smith and all these, because he's like a movie. My brother is like a genius when it comes to movies. He has encyclopedic knowledge of probably every single movie and actor that is ever, even to this day, probably he knows about every new actor that comes out too. He would just read books. He would read like 7 books at once, and these fantasy novels to just these big books about like movie facts and stuff like that. Oh, my phone's gonna die. Gosh, my phone certainly doesn't last very long. Anyways, my brother, he's a great dude. But yeah, I don't have a charger out here, so my phone's gonna die. So I gotta switch over. Oops. Well, which means I gotta turn it off. So, and probably just say goodbye for the night. I just wanted to draw for a little bit. Just wanted to draw. Thank you, Savage, for trying. You always try to get people to like and stuff. I appreciate that. I think it would be different maybe if I could show my, like, because a lot of channels that get a lot of traffic or whatever, it seems like they show themselves more, and I don't like showing myself very much. I just like going into like these different voices. It's funner. It's funner that way. But plus, if I'm drawing and I'm on, I don't want to just be like talking into a camera. I want to be drawing or doing something, you know. So it's people wouldn't be able to, if I was on the camera and drawing. I don't. It would be weird because people wouldn't see what I was doing because it's so small. They would just be like, "What is this person? This is really boring." Because people always say that they're like, "Oh man, I want to be an artist. Oh dude, I could watch you draw for days." And then they're like, "Oh my god!" After 2 minutes, they're like, "Okay, can you draw a hamster?" Can you draw a hot dog with my sister's name in the mustard cursive? Absolutely, little Timmy. I can do that for you and your little sister in a heartbeat. It's what I do. I'm here for you. 89.9999 baby C. I was channeling Max Headroom right there. Jeez. But yeah, I appreciate the company as usual. I really do. And I hope the light is shining on you and you have the most beautiful dreams. The most beautiful dreams. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye now.